Hey guys, it's Penguin here, and welcome back to another gold making video. Now this video is going to be part 4 of my Forgotten Item series, so if you haven't seen the first 3, I highly recommend it. I have put them into an actual playlist, so you can click on that link in the description, and it will send you to that playlist where you can see the other 3 videos that I have. But if you guys have not seen one of these videos before, what this basically is that I pick anywhere between 3 to 5 items, which I deem forgettable. And what this just means is that they are pretty easy to craft, and they either kind of went out of style, or a lot of people, forgot about them and went to the more mainstream stuff. And so a lot of these people just have accidentally kind of stopped crafting because everything else, like legendaries, all the popular stuff kind of got pushed ahead. So that is basically it. These are nothing super special, but these are just some items which you either, forgot about, or you didn't even think to try and sell. And yeah, so we're gonna get right into this. But of course, if you do want to see, the whole list of these items, I try my best not to duplicate every single video. So if you guys do want to see the previous ones, once again, that is in the description down below. But without further ado, we are gonna get right into it. So the first 2 items that we're going to be talking about, I am actually combining them together. And the reason for that is because you do the same thing to unlock these items, and I am talking about the Shadow Lace Cloak, as well as the Heavy Desolate Armor Kits. Now the reason why I'm talking about these 2 items is because these are 2 of the very few recipes which actually require reputation in Shadowlands. So if you guys did not know, in order to unlock the armor kit, you have to be honored with the Wild Hunt, aka Ardenweald, and then if you want the Shadow Lace Cloak, you have to be honored with the Undying Army, aka Maldraxxus. Now, a lot of people forget that these items exist, especially in this later part of the expansion. If you guys are just learning these professions or just getting reputation, these can slip your mind super easily. But these are the 2 best sellers of each of their categories, which is why I think it's very important to mention. Now, of course, the reason why they're best sellers is not everybody can craft them, so the competition is a lot lower. And of course, they do have the best stats, so that helps with, the reason people are buying them as well. But the first thing I'm going to be talking about in terms of profit will be the Heavy Desolate Armor Kits. Now, I have talked about the standard armor kits before, and both of these are very good to sell, but the Heavy Desolate has definitely been selling a lot more, and for a lot more profit. Now, personally, because I do not have reputation on my leatherworker, I have no personal data for myself. But there's been a few people in the Discord who does have data, and one of them has kindly given me their current revenue, and so I'm going to break that down for you right now. But right now, according to his personal sales data, he has sold a total of 11,300 Heavy Desolate Armor Kits for a total of 4.3 million gold in revenue. Now, of course, that is revenue, which means that is not pure profit, but that is basically selling these armor kits, anywhere between, around 400, 500 gold a piece. Now, according to his current calculations, each of the armor cost anywhere between 300 to 350 gold. Sometimes you can make them for 275. Sometimes he's making them 325, 350. But for this common knowledge, we're going to be just going right in the middle for that 300 gold. So taking that 11.3 thousand items that he has sold, multiplying that by 300 cost each, that is about a 3.4 million gold cost, which brings us to a total of 900,000 gold profit. Now, right there, that is actually insane. From this one singular item, he has made almost 1 million gold in pure profit. That is not revenue, that is pure profit throughout Shadowlands. Now, of course, some of those prices could have been inflated at the very beginning, but you can see the ledger on screen, and ever since then, it's been pretty stable around that same price that he sells. But this is just a great thing to look at, the Heavy Desolate Armor Kits, and then we're going to be moving on to the Shadow Lace Cloak. Now, The cloak is the same way in terms that it is like the best seller out of crafted gear, and the reason for that is no matter your armor type, you are going to need a cloak. For example, if you're a rogue, you're going to have to buy leather gear, but you still have to buy a tailoring cape. So just like that, most classes, if they are purchasing, a set of gear, they are probably purchasing a cape as well. So for me, these are my personal data, and in the past 30 days, I have sold 17 of them, so about one every 2 days, and I've made about 63K in revenue. Now, of course, these are all the different marks. This is the Chained Isles, as well as the threes, as well as the novice marks. So I can't give you an exact number, but about 40,000 gold profit from those 17 capes. So cloaks, I've realized that not only do they sell the best, they normally also have the most profit, and just like that. So of course, not everybody is going to have the reputation available on their characters, but a lot of folks only have, one toon, and that toon might end up being your main character, or your main character might either be a tailorer or a leatherworker. So if you do have that reputation, then of course go pick up these recipes. Of course, if you guys don't have the reputation, you only have to get honored, so that's not too bad if you guys do want to get started with that reputation grind. But that is our first section, and we're moving on to number 2. So the second, I guess technically the third item that we're going to be talking about is Vantis runes. Now, the reason why I put this in this list, as you can see, there's kind of a trend so far, and Vantis runes also require kind of a little bit of current content progression to get these as well. So if you guys are unfamiliar with Vantis runes, they have been around ever since Legion, and what these do is basically give raiders some type of bonus whenever they are in the fight. Back in the day, they used to be boss specific, but now they are raid specific. So right now, in terms of Vantis runes, we are talking about the Sanctum of Domination, because that's the current raid. Now, like I said before, I actually do not have a max level inscriptionist. How you get these Vantis runes is that you have to take your inscriptionist into a raid, defeat some bosses, and you have a chance of getting the recipe. Now, this can be from LFR, normal, heroic, mythic. It can be any level. So as long as you have a max level inscriptionist, you can run LFR and get this recipe. So my inscriptionist currently is only level 50, so I have not taken them through the LFR. So once again, I asked a Discord member for their current stats, so we are using his once again. But from the past 30 days, he has sold 125 Vantis runes. So, that's almost 4 every single day for the past month, give or take a little bit more. And in total, he has brought in about 165,000 gold in revenue. Now, revenue, once again, is not pure profit, but due to Vantis runes only really needing like a little bit of ink, the crafting cost of these are very, very small. His crafting cost currently is about 250 gold each, which he has sold 125, which brings his crafting cost to about 31,000 gold. So, 31,000 gold, 165k in revenue. He has made about 134,000 gold profit strictly on these Vantis runes in the past month. So this is literally one item, kind of like the armor kits before. Making 134,000 gold pure profit is super, super nice. So if you guys do have a max level inscriptionist, I highly recommend trying to get this recipe and start selling them on the auction house. Then we are moving on to our fourth item, which are Dark Moon decks. Now, if you guys do watch my channel a lot and have watched my videos in the past, I do love Dark Moon decks. Now, of course, this is not going to be for everybody, because on most full pop servers, or on, I should say, a lot of full pop servers, Dark Moon deck prices are pretty cheap and they're pretty rough in terms of profit. But if you're on possibly a high pop and most medium to low pops, you should be able to make a ton of profit with these. Now, the reason why I include them in this video is in the past 30 days, I have sold 18 of these. Now, I will say, of course, in the past, let's say 2 weeks or so, I have not been playing a lot besides just posting auctions once a day due to school, due to midterms, and also in the past week, I've been playing New World. So because of that, I normally am just posting my auctions, letting them be, and then posting them the next day. But in the past 30 days, even doing that and having limited time, I have sold 18 Dark Moon decks. So this is a little over, one every 2 days, give or take. And I have a total of 146,000 gold in revenue from those 18 Dark Moon decks. So as you can see right there, I can sell these for a very good sum of money, anywhere between like 5 to 15k I can sell these, and I already know a lot of you are going to say, okay, well, I can't do that on my server, and I will say, maybe this is not the item for you, but for a lot of folks who are on those lower pop, medium pop, possibly high pop servers, definitely look out for these prices. Now, in terms of crafting cost, it can be a little bit confusing, so if you guys want to look more into these, then I highly recommend checking out my previous inscription videos. If you go back, a month or so, maybe 3 months, you'll be able to see the breakdown of my spreadsheet. Also, if you guys just want to look at the spreadsheet yourself, in the description down below, I have the link to my Goldmaking Spreadsheet, which has a Dark Moon deck calculator. But with the current prices of Death Blossom as well as Nightshade around the 8 gold mark, and Death Blossom around the 5 gold mark, I can craft my Dark Moon decks for about 2,700 to 3,000 gold a piece. So, taking that big number of about 3,000 a piece, I've sold 18, which is about an 54,000 gold crafting cost, and I've made 146,000 in sales, which brings us to a total of 92,000 gold profit in the past 30 days from these Dark Moon decks. So right now, Dark Moon decks are probably one of the best sellers besides like legendaries in terms of like a singular item that I can be selling. All of those Crafter's Marts gear are doing really well as well, but that is also a very large amount of items compared to just, selling 4 different trinkets. So I highly recommend looking back into these. Even if they were unprofitable before, I highly recommend just recalculating, taking a chance on it, and looking to see if it has, changed within the past month or weeks, depending on when you looked at it last. But Dark Moon decks will probably always be one of my favorites. And now we're going to be moving on to our final item. Now, all of the previous 4 items, I kind of kept it with the Shadowlands in mind. But for the last one, I do want to bring an old world item onto this list. And what this is the Potion of Treasure Finding. Now, the reason why I talk about this currently is because people are getting bored of the current content. We're all waiting for 9.1.5. People are stopping doing Torghast, people are stopping raiding, people are not doing mythics as much anymore. And because of that, a lot of people are finding other ways to enjoy the game. And I know personally from experience with running my Discord as well as the community here, I know a lot of people who were, let's say, mainstream raiders or people who did a lot of current content that during these type of drought stages, they took a break, got into gold making, and actually enjoyed it. And of course, the folks that, are currently doing gold making but want to get back into farming, these are when these potions come into play. Now, if you guys don't know what these potions do, they are a Cataclysm alchemy item, which basically gives you the chance to get these little treasure chests whenever you're doing a Cataclysm farm. So whether you're doing the classic Uldum crocodile farm, or you're farming any of the volatiles, water, air, fire, any of those, or you're simply just running Cataclysm dungeons, you can get these extra dropped boxes, which you open and they have anything between like raw gold, cloth, or volatiles, silk, all of this stuff, and basically it just gives you more gold per hour. So as people, shy away from the current content, they want to focus on these old world stuff, and a lot of these potions might become, faster sellers. Either way, this is still a pretty fast seller. Of course, it is old world, so you can't expect anything too crazy. Now, in order to increase your profit, you guys will want to get the Potion Mastery. So if you guys do have a max level Vanilla Alchemist, there are 3 different procs which you can select from. There is the Potion, Flasks, as well as Transmute procs. And so if you guys do have the Potion Mastery, there's a chance that you can get multiples of these potions per one craft. So right now on my server, these go for about 1,700 gold, which is very expensive compared to most full pops, but because of that, we also have a very high crafting cost. So right now, the crafting cost is about 800 and something gold. So out of that 1,700 gold, listing price, we're making about 800 gold profit, which is still really amazing, and that's not including proc chance. So on your guys' servers, you might see it, in the 400s in terms of selling, but your crafting cost is probably a lot lower, possibly in the 200s. So of course, this isn't going to be for everybody because it is old world, so you can't expect some crazy sales, but you can also use these potions yourself, get some farming in if that's something you want to experiment with. But the Potion of Treasure Finding was that one old world item, which I wanted to make sure I included, and that is basically it. I'm trying to shorten these videos a little bit, so please let me know if you feel like I am talking too fast, I've left out information, or, anything like that. Or maybe you guys do kind of like these more condensed videos. I'm trying to stay away from the 30-minute long videos, which I have a habit of doing, so I apologize in advance if you guys see any of those in the future. But let me know how you're enjoying this series. We're already on part 4, which is awesome. I hope you guys can use some of these from today's list and from the previous list to help increase your gold every single day. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know how your sales are doing. Of course, join the Discord down below if you want to join our community, and have a good day.